The theater of performative outrage, a hollow cry in a broken discourse. In the digital age, outrage is currency. It's loud, it's viral, and it's often as empty as a drum. Performative outrage, the theatrical display of anger or moral indignation, more about signaling than substance, has become a defining feature of public discourse. It's the tweet that roars, the post that rages, the video that screams, all crafted to harvest likes, retweets, and fleeting moments of clout. But beneath the noise lies a hollow core, a spectacle that drowns out reason and poisons the very conversations it claims to advance. What is performative outrage? Performative outrage is anger as a costume. It's the calculated amplification of emotion, often exaggerated or misdirected, to project moral superiority, gain social capital, or rally a tribe. It thrives in spaces where attention is the prize: social media, cable news, even public protests turned photo ops. It's not about grappling with complexity or seeking solutions. It's about being seen as the loudest, the most righteous, the most woke or based, depending on your crowd. Take the viral X post condemning a celebrity's decade-old tweet, stripped of context and blasted as proof of irredeemable sin. Or the pundit's fiery monologue, railing against a policy they barely understand, designed to clip neatly into a shareable soundbite. These aren't attempts to understand or persuade. They're performances, scripted for applause. The outrage isn't felt deeply, it's wielded strategically. Why they do it? The incentives are clear. Performative outrage pays dividends in a world where attention is power. Social media platforms like X reward engagement, and nothing engages like anger. A 2021 study from NYU found that posts expressing moral outrage spread faster and farther than neutral or positive content, triggering algorithms that amplify divisive voices. The angrier you sound, the more you're seen. For individuals, it's about identity and belonging. Outrage signals loyalty to a group, whether it's a political faction, a fandom, or a cause. It's a shortcut to status, a way to say, I'm one of the good ones. For influencers, politicians, and media figures, it's a business model. Rage clicks pay bills. A single viral tirade can boost followers, book deals, or ad revenue. And for some, it's just addiction, the dopamine hit of being retweeted, quoted, or crowned the day's main character. But there's a darker side. Performative outrage fills a void. In a fractured society where real power feels out of reach, screaming online offers a fleeting sense of control. It's easier to dunk on a stranger's bad take than to wrestle with systemic problems. It's simpler to cancel than to create. And when everyone's performing, the pressure to join the chorus grows. Silence risks being mistaken for complicity. The cost of the performance. The damage is visceral. Performative outrage doesn't persuade. It polarizes. It turns discourse into a battlefield where nuance is collateral damage. A 2023 Pew Research study found that 64% of Americans feel social media makes people more divided, with outrage posts cited as a key driver. When every issue is a moral emergency, nothing is. Real injustices, genocide, systemic corruption, climate collapse, get buried under the noise of petty culture wars. It's also exhausting. The constant demand to react, to take a side, to prove your purity wears people down. Ex-users describe outrage fatigue, a numbness that sets in when every day brings a new scandal to scream about. And when the curtain falls, nothing changes. The tweet is deleted, the apology is issued, the mob moves on. The root issues, poverty, inequality, broken systems, fester untouched. A better way, discourse that actually works. If performative outrage is a dead end, what's the alternative? Real discourse, messy, human, and grounded in good faith, requires a radical shift. Here's how we start. Embrace complexity over clarity. Life isn't a morality play. Issues like immigration, free speech, or inequality are tangled, with no clean heroes or villains. Instead of reducing them to slogans, engage with the gray. Ask questions. Admit what you don't know. A 2022 study from the Journal of Conflict Resolution found that acknowledging complexity in debates fosters empathy and reduces hostility. Listen to understand, not to destroy. Outrage thrives on strawmen. Real conversation demands steel manning, engaging with the strongest version of your opponent's argument. On X, try quoting a post you disagree with, and explaining their perspective fairly before critiquing it. It's harder than dunking, but it invites dialogue, not defensiveness. In today's polarized climate, focusing on solutions rather than defaulting to shame is vital. Shaming often feels satisfying in the moment, like a quick release of pent-up frustration. However, this approach rarely persuades others or fosters meaningful change. Instead, consider calling forward. Share constructive ideas, propose practical fixes, or amplify the voices of those actively working toward solutions. For instance, rather than unleashing a barrage of criticism towards a politician's misstep, highlight the grassroots movements tirelessly addressing similar issues. Action and inspiration are keys to transformation, while outrage tends to paralyze progress. Owning our blind spots is essential for growth and trust building. No one is free from mistakes or misjudgments. When you admit your errors or acknowledge a lack of knowledge, it nurtures strength, not weakness. Users on social platforms respect transparency and accountability. Publicly correcting oneself fosters confidence in your voice. It sets a tone of humility, creating fertile ground for genuine discourse. In this ecosystem where increasingly difficult conversations are often overshadowed by bravado, courageously owning one's shortcomings is a refreshing breath of authenticity. In the vast realm of online interactions, stepping away from the keyboard can be a radical act of self-preservation and effectiveness. It's crucial to remember that not every issue demands your voice. The world won't unravel if you choose to disengage from the latest trending outrage. Reserve your energy for meaningful conversations, preferably in person, where the nuances of body language and tone can convey depth often lost in typing. Research from MIT indicates that face-to-face discussions are remarkably more effective, about 34% better at swaying opinions than their online counterparts. Ultimately, the path to constructive engagement lies beyond mere performative outrage. The allure of reacting impulsively is akin to a fleeting sugar rush, leaving a void in its wake. Genuine care transcends attractive spectacles. It requires commitment to the laborious, often less glamorous work of fostering real change. It is a journey marked by vulnerability and open dialogue rather than noise and confrontation. To reshape discourse into a harmonious exchange of ideas, pause before reacting. Reflect. Am I informing or merely performing? Am I contributing to building understanding or destructively escalating conflict? Finding your answer may sting, but it's a pivotal step toward creating a space where meaningful conversations thrive, allowing all voices to be genuinely heard. By Scott Young, aka Synfamous Gamer.